Why do many young people decide not to stay with their parents after they graduate university? Well, I think this is a very you know pretty hard questions because again I'm not a university student, but I will give my best shot to answer this one. So, I think first of all it boils down to their own ego. I say, well, not necessarily the ego, but it's more like it's like it's like a stereotype. But it's more like a standard, a common belief that people at this age is already be able to live for themselves, get their own money, fill their own stomach with food that they bought, and it's also that they want independence, right? Because after all, when you live with your parents, you have to abide by the rules. Like maybe you want to stay up a bit late, you can't do that. If they said so, if you want to hang out with your friends at night and come back at like 12 or 1 a.m., it's not impossible for most parents, especially Asian parents, because again they are the one who in charge of the house. So yeah, that's pretty much why I think my reason for young people to decide to you know live apart from their parents, culture, and society expectation, and the desire to be independent. To be independent is what comes to my mind when talking about this topic. What are the drawbacks of moving out? Well, it's hard to say. Let's say you already an adult with good medium wage, minimum like good salary. You have a stable job and a great career. You already have experience. It's not that hard, but again, when being like a like a freshman, not like freshman, but like people who already just graduate for just finished university, it is hard to moving out. First of all, it's because of your financial, mainly because of financial problem. You may not be able to sustain yourself at the start. You may find some culture shock if you decide to live abroad, or even just move to another province or cities in the country. For example, if I am a person living in Hanoi and I move into Haiphong or Da Nang, I will have hard time to trying to adapt to the not let's say language, but like the uh tongues, their pronunciation, their culture, and the overall people attitude and personality. Because after all, each people from each place have very like different philosophy and uh, have very different philosophy and way of life compared to other people. So that is one of the this like the things that you may encounter. And yeah, as I said previously, financial problem is probably by far the biggest that I can think of. Do you want to live independently when you are 33 years old? Yeah, I would love to do so. Not because I hate my parents, of course not, but because I find that to be somewhat of my responsibilities to lift the burden off their shoulder. After all, they have been upbringing me for years, and to like moving out and have your own shelter and finally be able to have your own job and earn your own fruits. It's it's a payback for it's the best present for your parents possible. Because when you are able to take care, when I'm able to take care for myself, I think my parents will be very happy, I guess. Yeah. And of course also I want some, flexibilities, if I do, a bit overtime. I know that there is no one waiting for me in the home and no one is worried, so I might be a little more carefree, start sort of that. And of course, just no one is living with me, so no one can complain about my lifestyle or how I treat my house, my room, things like that. So that is a bonus. Okay, so should students pay the tuition fee at university without the help of parents? That is pretty hard because when you are still in college or university, you don't have an actual job that you can rely on, except if you are a very exceptional individual, then maybe that can be considered. But most people wouldn't be able to sustain themselves, and the tuition fee for the school is very high in a lot of place, and especially in Vietnam where it's increasing tremendously each years. It's very hard to do so. So I think it is not like possible for the majority of students to pay their own tuition fee. I just don't think it's a possible. It's a possibilities. Do you think asking for money from parents when you are over 33 years old is considered being a loser? Again, I am 15 years old. I'm not that deep and I can't really say, but in my eyes, it will kind of pathetic, Like you should at least like expect to have a job and stuff, and asking money from parents if it's for like a wedding reception or uh, a house maybe, and then you can pay them back something that is totally like great, like because those are very important event and decision in your life, and but you don't have the abilities to like pay for yourself right now. So your parents will be happy to lend you a hand. But if you're constantly asking them for money for like daily activities, then that is pretty loser. I know, that is I would consider that losers. There is even a like a jargon in Vietnamese for those people. We often call them the big head baby, kind of that. Like come on, if you are already beyond an adult, if you're already an adult, you cannot expect your parents to treat you like when you are 10 or something. And not just that, but to if you always rely on your parents, you will never have your free will, you will never have your true life. And so I think, yeah, that should be considered a loser if you know you o- you solely rely on your parents for financial support.